and nationally on their requirements for for protection of healthcare workers. And obviously that's become much more interesting for most people because of the COVID situation that has occurred around the world. And so we've been pretty busy generally on that sort of thing for the last few years. But tonight what we want to do is just go through and introduce Peak again, explain. I think with COVID, it's probably highlighted the need of, made a greater awareness for people to actually have to wear respirators, and especially when you're working in dusty environments such as the woodworking industry that you guys work in. And obviously any people with preconditions are the ones that have been mainly affected by COVID and COVID related instances. So there is a need to increase the protection of people and make them more aware of that protection and the systems that are available. Obviously, Peak is one of a number of companies. We represent European companies who produce product, and then we actually now represent American companies as well in areas where NIOSH approved product is required. Fortunately for you guys and for this type of industry, you're not an OSHA regulated environment like a factory. So you can wear approved product as long as it's got some reference to standards and protection, which all our products have. And that's what's made them more popular here in this market sector over many years, because the cost, as you can demonstrate by looking at the Peak site, the cost of good respirator systems, particularly powered air systems, who have European approval, are dramatically lower than the price of NIOSH approved systems. And that's just the regulatory controls and the cost of being in the approved product markets. And as I said, if you go on to PekeSafety.com, Brett, my son who owns the company, and Shanna, who's a partner in the company, they have done a lot of work in introducing a new website with a lot more information. So I would recommend that you go on to PekeSafety.com and look at, I'll describe some of the products tonight, but obviously a lot of what we have, you can actually pick up from there. There's FAQs, there's lots of information on the sites, lots of testimonials to our products. And I know some of you guys already have things like Power Cap and the Clean Air Unit. One of the things I think is important to recognize that if you have a beard, you really are limited on the type of respirator that actually is effective. Most half masks or disposable masks, and I noticed one of the ladies in the room is wearing I think a KN95 respirator there. If you wear a disposable mask, you have to be clean shaven, or you have to have clean faces, and you have to have it sized. In industry, you have to go through a fit testing program twice a year now as part of the OSHA regulation, and to make sure that the size of the mask is fitting your face properly. I don't know how many people understand protection factors. A lot of people look at the material efficiency of a mask and think that's what's giving them the protection. But it's a combination of the fit of the respirator together with the filter media that you use that gives you the overall protection. I've asked this question at a couple of other meets that I've done recently. I did a meet up in North Fort Myers here in Florida to a meeting, and I asked everybody in the room, and there was about 28 people in the room, how many people knew about a protection factor. And only one gentleman put his hand up, and he happened to be a safety director for a large company locally. But nobody was appreciative of the fact of what a protection factor is. So again, for those that understand it, I apologize. For those that don't, I would explain it. Typically on a half mask respirator, we do a respirator called the goggle spec. It's a combination of impact protection to the face, and then you have a disposable mask, which is replaceable. And this is the equivalent of an N97. Most people in COVID are wearing N95s or nothing really, because if you're not wearing an N95, the rest are not doing you much good, to put it frankly. But this mask in here has an exhalation valve, gives you less resistance to the breathing, and also is a replaceable component. And this is an equivalent of an N97 respirator. And we do go up in filters to an N99 in this particular product. The combination of this product with the material and the eyewear and the way this is across the nose bridge means you don't fog up when you're wearing it. So you can wear this without fogging. You do have impact protection to Z87 standard, which is the highest impact protection standard you can get, and it is optically correct. A lot of people wear spectacles with it. You can put your glasses in here and wear it with it, and it works very, very well, as long as you haven't got the Buddy Holly style glasses, the really big, thick rim ones. Now, in any disposable mask, either of this type or the type that that lady in the room is wearing, you're at best going to get a protection factor of 5. And what is a protection factor? There's a series of tests which are done on a probe which is mounted on the outside of the mask and goes into your breathing zone, and then it measures the inside air that you're breathing through wearing the product to the outside atmosphere. And then the NIOSH system of testing gives you a nominal protection factor. So in this case, it's 5. So whatever the outside atmosphere is, if you're wearing this product, you divide it by 5. That is the best protection factor you're likely to get from this type of respirator. We do this in 2 forms. I said this is the goggle spec version, very popular amongst chimney sweeps who are going up into the chimneys and looking at stuff, and stuff is coming down on top of them, and quite popular amongst the wood turning fraternity in terms of a lower cost solution for protection. We have a lot of these being used by wood turners who, to be honest, can't afford to buy the more elaborate and more expensive product. And this system is around $50 for 3 masks, and then packs of 10 are available as spares. And you can, all of this is available online. Out of interest, our warehouse is in Delray Beach in Florida. And typically if product's on the shelf and you order, we ship next day. The other version is called a filter spec version, where you have like a very light pair of glasses, again, impact protection with the same mask principle inside. We have some people who have got very sensitized, they've got emphysema, or they're having lung problems. And with that one, we always recommend what we call the FFP3 mask, which is the insert that goes in here. And that gives you the best protection that you can get in terms of the filtering efficiency. So, and this is the filter spec, and this is around $45 for the unit plus 3 masks. It comes with 3 masks in the pack.
I have a question. You said that gives you a rating of 5. Is that like 1 out of 10, or what's the scale on this protection factor?
In terms of the protection factors as introduced by NIOSH are standard between a disposable mask is up to 5. A rubber half mask respirator will give you a protection factor of 7 to 8. If you go higher up the scale, about 32 years ago, NIOSH gave powered respirators a nominal protection factor of 25. So the maximum scale you'll get up to powered air, if you go into airline supply systems, where you're using external air, fresh air into a tight fitting face piece, you can get protection factors up to 1,000. And in fact, on a tight fitting face piece that the military use, you can get a protection factor of around 2,000. If you go into self-contained breathing apparatus, then you're getting a protection factor of between 5 and 10,000. So the scales are fairly wide, but dependent on the type of respirator that you use. When it comes to powered air, which is the main subject that we sell most of to people like your good selves, the protection factors in practice from like the power cap, and I noticed one of your colleagues is wearing a power cap, you'll get a protection factor of that of between 150 and 250. If you go to the clean air unit, where you have, I'll show you the power cap in a moment, but the level of the airflow through a power cap is 160 liters of air a minute constantly down across the face. When you come to the other products that we have, like the clean air unit, you have different settings of airflow, starting at 185 liters a minute up to 235 liters a minute. If you have those units on at the higher speeds and the correct face piece with it, you can get protection factors in the order of 500 to 700 in practice. But NIOSH 30 years ago came up with this one standard and they've never altered it. Whereas in Europe, they do alter the standards now. They're allowing companies, if you're into an OSHA style regulated environment, you can do your inside and outside measurements. We actually have some people using these types of product in OSHA regulated environments with the approval of the local safety officer, because they've done the inside outside measurement and proved the protection factor that the individual and the operators are getting. So it's a very wide range of band for the protection factors as they're measured currently, or they're recognized by NIOSH in terms of the different categories of respirators. Does that answer your question, or does that make sense to everyone? Yeah. So coming on to the products that we have, and the most popular one is the power cap. And I'll just go through this product. Hope everyone can see it. This is the product which is very, very popular amongst woodturners. And part of the reason for that is it's ergonomically designed that when you're tilting your head to do woodwork, it's pulling you back. So you're not getting any heavy neck creaking going on. A lot of people know the Trend unit, which has been around for many, many years. A lot of people have the Trend. Well, this unit is about half the weight, just over half the weight of the Trend unit. And therefore it's been ergonomically designed, I said, to be balanced. It has a battery at the back here, which will run for between 8 and 8.5 hours continuous use. You have an impact protection visor to Z87 standard. We do have peel-offs to protect the visor. This visor is a polycarbonate visor, and it can scratch very easily, but it's the only material that is optically correct and meets the ANSI standard. And therefore you have very high level of impact protection there. You always have protection from the motor fan unit that sits on the front here. I said the battery is mounted on the back. I'll switch the unit on. I said, and this will run for up to 8 hours continuous use through these 2 filters that are mounted on the front of the unit. I'll switch it off so I can carry on talking. The filters on here are the equivalent of an N97 respirator. So that's down to 0.3 microns and an efficiency of 97%. So they're very, very high efficiency filters. The filters unlock like that. You can take them apart. There's a pre-filter in here.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Here we go. So you have a pre-filter in here, and then the main filter is a parallel pleat filter. Now, any filter that you use, part of the efficiency is the humidity, is to stop humidity getting into it, because it relies on the electrostatic nature of the air moving across the media to improve the efficiency. So it's very important that you keep these in humidity-free environments. I live here down in Florida, in Naples. It gets pretty humid down here in the summer. I keep mine in a Ziploc bag in the box. It comes in a sealed container, which I will show you, an airtight container, and then you just click it together. Now, to extend the life of these filters, at the end of each shift, each woodworking session you do, just vacuum the front of that filter off, and about once a week, and we have many of you guys wearing these every day for several hours a day, you just vacuum the inside of this off, not with an airline, but with just a vacuum cleaner, and you can extend the life of that to up to 6 months typically. The manufacturer obviously likes you to buy these filters every week, but it's too expensive to do that in our opinion. So you can do that method and keep them clean. And then I said, it just clips back on to the unit like that. So this is the power cap respirator. I said it's very balanced on the head. You have 160 liters of air coming down across the face. It's one size fits all. I've only ever known 2 people not to be able to fit the product to, and one guy had an enormous head, and we solved his problem by selling him he bought a clean air unit with a slightly more adjustable headpiece on it. So this is the most popular product in the market currently. Now, our supply lines for this have been limited because of COVID, because they've actually been using these in hospitals around the world, giving doctors and nurses and dentists protection. We've sold a lot last year to dentists here in this country to wear. And so our supply lines are limited from time to time. And certainly we've been able to hold the price on it for nearly 16 months now. But unfortunately, I think it's from April, the price of this unit, unfortunately, is going to go up. And we have about, I think, 10 or 15 left at this current price. And our next delivery of this product is not due in until late April. So we're limited on the supply lines for this particular product at the moment, but it is extremely
trend.
Sorry?
How does that compare to the trend?
This product is $475. We do a bundled package where you get the filters and the pre-filters. I see all sorts of prices for the trend unit. I've seen it close to ours. I've seen it for $100 less. Depends where you buy it. We only sell direct. We don't go through Woodcrafters or any other organization. We only sell directly. And our costs, in the last year, our costs have increased dramatically through just shipping costs. As soon as you mention lithium to any of the major carriers, it puts the price of shipping up. Our shipping costs from England have nearly doubled in the last 8 months.
What about on a performance basis, the difference between the two?
Between trend and this one?
Yeah, performance-wise, like your
performance air-wise and filtration-wise, probably about the same. But the difference is the weight and the way it's angled on the head. And I don't know if anybody can speak to the product that's got one there. I think one of your colleagues has that one. But it's very, very popular because of the lightness on the head, the way you have to wear it, and the availability of spares. I think our spare program is a lot lower cost than trend. I hear some people having a lot of frustration about getting spares for trend or the cost of those spares. The whole unit breaks down, by the way, and you can take it right apart and clean it. We do get some people sending them back to us for cleaning. The chimney sweep industry like to send them back at the end of the season, and we completely clean it up. It goes back out looking new, and all we do is charge the cost of the spares. We don't actually charge any of the labor to clean it up for them, but we get quite a lot back for that exercise. So again, it's a very popular product. You do have head protection as well here. In fact, at a SWAT show recently, a guy came where his chuck had come away from his lathe, and it had smashed into the top of this and cracked this piece here. And he actually said that if it hadn't have done that, he would have been dead. So we have testament to the product's ability to protect you against high impact problems. So it's a very popular product. And as I said, it's the power cap, and you can get a lot of details on it online, and I can answer any more questions if anybody has any more questions. We do
comment, Peter. This is Gordon.
Yeah.
Just a comment on it. I was the one wearing the mask. I've got it and I've used it and I love it. The thing is so light compared to the trend I used to have, but I love the airflow on it. The airflow straight down over your face. It's a good strong breeze, and I'll wear it every time I use it. I have to clean it, like you say, get a lot of dust in it, but that's because I turn dry wood.
Right.
But to support the product, it's 100%, and I would recommend it to anybody. I'm also, as Debbie said, the safety person, and speaking of that side of it, again, I recommend it for not only the hard hat and the hard glass or plastic, but I recommend it just for the breathing is perfect.
Yeah, I think if you have any problems with your breathing, this obviously, because you've got 160 liters of air coming down across the face, it's a positive pressure in there and it's assisting your breathing. You typically would breathe at about 32 liters of air a minute when you're sort of standing up and moving around. Muhammad Ali or Cassius Clay apparently reached 182 liters of air a minute on a deep breath once on some rig. But he was an exception to the rule. But typically people working in our environment, in the wood turning industry, you've got like 3 or 4 times more air coming down across your face. So it's assisting your breathing. And we have people who are, avid woodwork. We had one lady who turned ash, and she was told to stop her hobby by the doctor unless she got a respirator. And she's back, she's wearing a power cap, and she's back doing a hobby. And she said she gets the best night's sleep now that she's ever had. And it's eased her problems greatly. So if you're doing the more exotic woods today, some of these woods are pretty horrible. I was at this Northern Fort Myers Wood Club the other day, and the guy was turning some wood, and he said it created allergies on his arms, and he was in bed for 2 days after turning this wood that he'd got from South America. I can't remember the name of the wood now, but he said that he was really sick for 2 days afterwards. He bought a power cap, and he's now turning that wood. The one thing I would stress about this isn't the substitute for having good extraction in your shop. We stress that. The power cap and any of our respirators take out what you can't see. What you can see, is a respiratory dust, but you can ingress it and you usually cough it up. It's the dust you can't see that's doing you the damage. And we always recommend to people that if you are in a shop and you're finishing your work, wear it, take it off outside the shop, because when you're walking through your shop, there's still dust in the atmosphere, even if you have good dust extraction.
One other quick comment is the battery. On the trend, I was lucky to get 3-4 hours on the battery, and this one lasts a lot longer than I'm going to turn.
Yeah, this battery is the same battery configuration in terms of cell quality as you get in your cellular phones from Apple actually. And you can charge this between 3,000 and 4,000 cycles. Again, all our product carries a 1-year unconditional warranty. If anything goes wrong, you send the unit back at our cost. We replace whatever it is, and we send it back at our cost. So you don't have, the problems of have a problem with any warranty. I think in the last 2 years, we've probably had about 15 or 20 motors now back where, to be honest, there was a problem in the quality from the factory. The manufacturer says, change it out at our cost, and we get a credit from them. But this battery is particularly small, it's neat, but it's also designed to sit on the back of the product, so it equals the weight out when you're leaning forward to do turning. So yes, it's a very high quality battery that's used. In fact, all our products in the powered ranges have batteries of that quality. They all meet that standard. It's a very, very popular product, and it's been great to sell it from our. We're the exclusive, by the way, in the United States and Canada for the product, and it's been a pleasure being able to market it product here because it's so popular. And to be honest, from our perspective, it's pretty trouble-free when we market them.
Are you going to be at SWAT this year in August?
Yeah, if it's on, we hear it's on, we hear it's off, we hear it's on. So we will be at SWAT again, and we're certainly doing the Chattanooga show, which is the American Woodturners show. We will be at both those shows again this year. The next product up offers you a much greater flexibility and a higher standard of protection than the power cap does. And that's the one which one of your guys has got, which is the clean air unit. It's a belt mounted unit. The battery will run for up to 9 hours, continuous use. This unit has, I'm going to switch it on. On this unit, you have 5 different settings. You have battery warning, and you also have filter clogging. So it gives you alarm systems. The alarm system is 92 dBA out of it when it alarms. I'll switch it back on and show you that. So if I clog it, you'll hear the motor pick up because I'm putting pressure on the filter. It sets itself back up to the filter level. And then finally, you'll see the dots coming up. And that's giving you a warning that your filter is clogging. there's two different sounds that come out of the unit. One is for battery, one is for filter clogging. If the battery warning system starts beeping, it gives you 15 minutes to get out of the environment that you're in. Again, this has become a very popular product for people who are maybe more, severely damaged their lungs and they need a greater level of air, or they just like more air. I mean, down here in Florida in the summer, it's great to be able to swing the unit up to 235 liters of air from 160. The other beauty of this system, it has a filter system in it. Excuse me while I just undo it. It has a filter system in it. This is the main filter and the pre-filter. The pre-filter is wrapped around the filter. This is the main filter body. You can see, I've been to the factory. This is made in Czech Republic. I've been to the factory where these are made. This company produces everything themselves. And in their motor fan system, which is mounted in here, they, like when you go to the tire place to replace a tire, they rebalance the wheel. Every one of their fans and motors has a number on it, and it's got a serial number, and it's balanced, and they can record that back if we ever have an incident. Now, in the 4 years we've been marketing this product, we've not had one single unit fail. So it's a very, very solid unit. It comes with a comfort belt on the back, and it comes with this pre-filter, which is like the other filter I showed you. So this wraps around the master filter. It also has carbon filter, an activated charcoal filter that you can wrap around. I don't have that with me this evening, but if you've got light lacquer work and you want to take out the smell, you can put an activated filter around here. You use it on one of the two lowest settings, and it will actually take that out. And the way I can liken it, if you put cigarette smoke into here, it will take the white powder out. If you put the activated charcoal around it, you won't smell the nicotine, if that gives you an idea of the filtering efficiency. But it's a very low cost solution to if you've got light lacquer work and you suffer with headaches from some of the fumes that are given off by some of the lacquers that you can use. Now this unit comes with a number of different headpieces. It has a flexible tube. Oh, where's my tube gone? So much stuff around here. I've lost my, oh, I know where it is here. This is the most popular headpiece, and I think your colleague there has one of these headpieces. So what we have here is a helmet. I mentioned to you that we had one guy had such a large head, he couldn't get into the power cap. This one has vertical adjustment as well as horizontal adjustment. So you can adjust it to suit you. You've got a very wide periphery vision visor on here. Again, to ANSI standard of impact. And you have the hose and going down the back too. So you wear it, so it's on the head like this. Adjust it, and then you wear it with the hose going down the back into the blower unit. Now with this one, because you get these higher airflows through it, you can actually get a much higher protection factor when you use it or when you wear it. If you go online, you'll see a series of different headpieces. We do a tight fitting face piece with it. We do a hard hat helmet with a visor, impact visor on it. So it comes in different models, this product. Now, the manufacturer of this product, we've just done an annual contract with them for this, and because of the volumes we're now selling, and you're the first people that we're saying this to, this normally retails at, I've got the pricing down here, sorry. It usually retails at $785. For the wood turning industry this year, we're introducing this product at $575. So we're taking nearly $210 off the price of the system through negotiation with the manufacturer. So that could be something that could prove to be very interesting for some of you guys. Any of our products are on a 30-day warranty, a guarantee. So if you buy and test our product, as long as you don't contaminate it. In other words, you just want to put it on and try it in your living room. You don't contaminate it, or you can return it, and we will give you a refund if something isn't, if it's not to your liking. And so it's a 30-day return policy. Obviously, if you've used it and you've lacquered it all over and messed it up, then unfortunately we can't take it back because we can't do anything with it. So has anyone got any questions on the clean air unit?
Peter, I can attest. I'm the one that owns that thing, owns the clean air, and that is a really remarkable unit. I bought it at SWAT. I think it was $750 when I bought it, and it was a deal at that price at $575. That's an absolute steal. It's a really good product. I use it every day when I turn, and I can attest the impact resistance does well. I had a piece I was cutting on my table saw that kicked back and went into my forehead, and I'd have a big slash in my forehead if I had not been wearing that sucker. It's great piece of equipment all the way around.
Yeah, and if I remember rightly, you do a lot. I noticed your design around the back of you is your pen designs. You're sitting down in one location most of the time doing this, correct?
I'm standing in one location. This is just pictures of
standing up. So you are standing up, because some people just who are sitting down like to wear it and just put it on the back, or they hang it on the side of the chair. But the other thing about it, of course, is this is actually lighter on the head than the power cap by about half a pound. So and you've got a lot of air going down here, so you get a lot of protection, and you've got very good periphery vision through the visor.
Peter, how much does it weigh?
This headpiece weighs under a pound. Just under a pound. And we do overlays for the visor, because obviously the visor's polycarbonate. It can impact. If you ever get dust on any of these visors, by the way, just rinse it under water. Don't use some solvent-based solution, because your visor will milk up and you'll be on to us buying new visors. So you can't, if you do get some static on it, although it has got anti-static qualities on all of these visors, they don't usually get much static on them. But if you do happen to want to wash it off, just rinse it, let the water run over it under the tap, and just let it run off. And then use like I do with my computer, just use your computer cloth to shine it back up. But don't use any solvent-based solutions to clean the visors. The reason for the peel-offs is people who are doing lacquer work, of course, get splashes of the glue and everything on the visor, and the peel-offs allow you to protect that visor and extend the life. The visors are not inexpensive. The visor on the power cap is around $45 to replace. The one that sits in this other headpiece is around $30 to replace. Again, all the spares are available online. You'll see our new website and you can see everything that's on there. Another low-cost solution I'll come back to, I mentioned to you that people sometimes, it's a budget consideration for some people. You can wear the goggle spec with this, and we have this. This has become quite popular here amongst woodturners, because it's not only an impact shield, but you've got the undercut on here, so that anything that comes up, you're also protected from it. And some people are wearing this as a combination with a disposable mask, but in this case, you've got impact protection twice. So that has become quite a popular product, and again is available on our site. I think this is about $39, this particular piece. Okay. So the next product I don't actually have with me tonight, unfortunately, but it's the next level up in the top line that we sell, to this particular sector, and it's called the Infinity unit. It's made by the same people as make the Clean Air unit. Now that one, if you're doing heavy lacquer work, it's got the same settings for speed operation. You've got 5 settings, you've got battery control, you've got filter clogging, but you can put these activated DIN canisters on it. And what these are is a DIN 40 thread. It's a common thread, and it's got an activated charcoal layer and a particulate layer in here. And usually there's 2 of these on the system. So if you're doing long-term lacquer work, any of the existing headpieces that work with the clean air unit can also work with this system, this base, and it's called the Infinity system. And there's like 4 or 5 Infinity systems, and you'll see that on our website as well. Okay. Now, again, it's the same manufacturer. Typically, if you go to 3M and want to buy the equivalent, well, let's go back on the VersaFlow, which is the equivalent of our product, Clean Air, is currently selling at over $1,000 from 3M. So at $575, I think it is a good solution at an economic price. And again, because we don't sell through wood crafters and everything, we don't have to put, you know, their margins on the product. That's why we only sell direct. The other reason we sell direct is for misrepresentation. When we first came to America, I was working for a big British group. We sold our company to 3M in '98, and we were supplying powered respirator systems with chemical agent protection programs for the military at the time. And I remember my wife saying to me, there's 2 things more expensive in America than here, than in England. What's that? She said, divorce and your respirators. So, but 3M's pricing now is, I said, up to over $1,000 for the equivalent of the clean air, and that's called the VersaFlow. If you go to the next level of respirators from 3M, which is their Breathe Easy 17 system, which is the equivalent of our Infinity, without all the features on it. It doesn't have 5 settings. It doesn't have battery warning on it. Their system is $1,700. Sunstrom, which is another company that's selling a product here, their system is around $1,200 for the one I described as Infinity 1 with the CA3 headpiece, which is this headpiece. And ours is now, was $1,195, but for the next 12 months, our agreement with the manufacturer is to sell that on the US market at $895. So we're bringing that unit down by $300. So if you want the ultimate in protection in powered air, giving you protection factors in excess of 400 to 500, then I would strongly recommend either the Clean Air or the Infinity unit. And I said that's the price when everything is going up. The price of those 2 units is coming down. Unfortunately, the power cap on our next batch of products, which will probably be from mid-April, is going to be priced at something around $535. We've kept it at the old price now for nearly 18 months. So unfortunately, it's got to go up because the price is going up to us. All our products and all the spares that are available online, we're on Shopify. We use a Shopify system. It's a secured system, so you can order online using a credit card. And for the wood, the special prices I've given you on Clean Air and the Infinity unit will be on the site, and you can get those discounts. And then for the power cap, we can only offer now a 5% discount, and we have a code called ALMO, ALMOW. No, sorry, ALAMO 22. And we'll publish that code to your club, and that will be valid for the next 30 days on any product that you wish to buy from us in terms of the power cap, the power cap spares, the goggle spec, or the filter spec. So I don't know if anybody's got any more questions. I'm happy to answer any questions you may have.
That first one you showed us with the mask that goes all the way across your face, what is that one called? The replaceable filters?
Which one? The power cap?
No, the first one. The first one. That
the first one is called the goggles. This one here, the goggle spec.
And what's the performance?
It's called the goggle spec, and I don't know if you can see it, but if I breathe heavily, it doesn't fog on you. And so we do peel-offs again with this. And this is called the goggle spec, and it comes with FFP2 filters. It comes with 3 of them, and they're the equivalent of an N97 respirator. And you've got very low resistance to breathing because you have this exhalation valve in front of it. And I said, most people are using it with their existing shields. It will fit under most common shields, or they're liking to go to this type of shield with the overhang underneath. And this unclips, by the way, you don't have to leave this on. This pops off if you want to just have a normal shield. But we found a lot of wood turners like this idea of not having the wood chips coming up underneath their shield. And again, all these products are made, the JSP company make the power cap and these products are all made in the UK. They were making in China, but they now make in the UK.
That's a reason to buy right there.
Yeah. Our products are all made in Europe or there. And online now, you'll see other products. We represent Gerson, the Gerson company. There's 3 major manufacturers in this country, 3M, Moldex, and Gerson. And I've known Ron Gerson for many years. And so we're just introducing his range of products. You'll see them on our catalog. And we're also introducing, in fact, ironic, the guy used to be one of my sales reps in England 20 odd years ago. He's now CEO of a company called Gentex. And you'll see a range of new head-mounted powered respirators on our line, from welding to hard hat with visors, but they're all NIOSH approved. And they start at around $1,100 up. So we are introducing, because we're getting quite a demand from people in the OSHA regulated environment where you have to have an NIOSH approved product. And so we've introduced the Gentex range of products, which you'll see on our website as well now. And so we've got quite a wide range of product to suit whatever application and obviously your purse, what you can afford. But I can't stress enough, certainly our age group, and I'm 72, and I've always worn respirators whenever I've done any dusty work, but I can tell you the number of cases I've seen people suffering after COVID, especially overseas in Qatar and Saudi, where I've been working a lot of them have preconditions because they haven't looked after their lungs in their early parts of their life. Another question we get asked is about ear defenders. We do have ear defenders that can accommodate with our products as well now, and you'll see those online. Circumaural ear defenders. Some of our products can be used with that. A lot of people wear the foam earplugs. They prefer that, but we do have a range of circumaural ear defenders that match our product as well for those people that want some hearing protection. Okay, so
Very good. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Peter.
if you've got
Thank
any
you, Peter.
if you've got any concerns or any questions, you can get up. We'll answer you online, or you can give us a call. You'll see contact numbers on our website. Only too pleased to answer any questions and concerns that you may have.
All right.
Okay, thank you very much. Be safe, everybody.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Peter. I really appreciate the demo.
It's a pleasure. Bye.